Right, members, it's about time to make a start. We have attained the quorum. Item 1, confirmation of the minutes of the 9th meeting held on December 5th. The minutes have been made available. Can I take them as confirmed? Matters arising, meeting with the CS, and there's nothing in particular to report. Business arising from previous council meetings. Legal Service Division report on subsidiary legislation gazetted on December 5th and tabled in Council on December 10th. Legal Advisor, please. Chairman, thank you. Chairman, will members please refer to paper number 20, covering 7 items of subsidiary legislation gazetted last week. The first part involves 5 items. Basically, they have to do with revision of fees. In accordance with the principle of cost recovery. Let me read out all of them. The first one is Chinese Nationality Miscellaneous Provisions Ordinance Amendment of Statute Order 2014, Marriage Ordinance Amendment of Statute 2 Order 2014. The Registration of Persons Amendment Regulations Ordinance, Port Control Cargo Working Areas Amendment Regulation 2014. The first 3 have to do with the fee revision for the Immigration Department. We have highlighted the existing level of fees and the rate of increase for cost recovery. They will go into effect on the 9th of February next year. The Port Control Cargo Working Areas Amendment Regulation 2014 is in relation to the issuance of the licenses, and they will be going up in 2 phases, February 1st and August 1st next year. Other than the fee revision, there are certain obsolete provisions that will be deleted. The 2 sets of fee revisions were taken to the Security Panel on the 5th of June, and no members suggested any discussion. As regards the port control regulation on the 7th of October, there was some discussion at the Economic Development Panel on the 27th of October. That's part number 1. Do you see the need for a subcommittee for part 1 and part 2? Chairman, there is a part 3, Declaration of Constituencies District Councils Order 2014. This has to do with the constituencies and boundaries of 431 constituencies. There are 24 constituencies that exceed the 25% deviation limits in respect of population quota, and 109 constituencies will be redelineated. This has to do with the district council election, ordinary election in 2015. This will go into effect on the 30th of January next year. For the others, they will go into effect on the 1st of January 2016. Right, subcommittee? No? The last part, legal advisor, please. Chairman, the last part is Legislation Publication Revision Order 2014. The SJ enacts this in accordance with the Legislation Publication Ordinance. The idea is to make sure that the provisions are in accordance with the legislative or drafting practices. The commencement date is the 6th of February next year. In 2012, the AJLS panel was briefed by the administration on the order in 2012, and members of the panel were informed that in future revision orders will be introduced on a regular basis. Chairman, there are a lot of technical details in the order. We have written to the DOJ for further clarification. We have received a reply, and where necessary, we will submit a further report. Subcommittee? No? Further business for the Council meeting of December 17th. We have a report at 7 to 14. No members indicated their intention to speak. Bills. We have the Administration of Justice Bill, Employment Amendment Bill 2014, and Construction Workers Registration Amendment Bill 2014 for resumption of debate. Just a reminder that the car park is reopened, and on Wednesday we may end the meeting by 10. Mr. Tam Yu-jung, on Wednesday, Chairman, I've talked with the President. There are 40 members who will be joining some activities, and we hope that the meeting will end by 8 o'clock. I think 8 o'clock would be an appropriate time, Mr. Chairman. We hope that we will reconsider whether going forward we should end the Council meeting by 8 p.m. Right, I'm sure the SG has got the point. Mr. Leung Kwok-hong. Mr. Leung, I didn't hear you. I think we can have meeting once a month like the NPC meetings. We'll just press a button. Ms. Lau, Emily Lau. Chairman, I think we decided on the meeting time after detailed deliberation. If we want to make fundamental changes, we do need to have justification. If you have activities in your diary, then there's a one-off, and you're asking the President to shorten the Council meeting time so that members can attend the activities. And maybe I haven't been here long enough. I've never seen anything like that ever before. But I mean, this is really bizarre to me. If you want to shorten the meeting time for the Council meeting, I'm sure that the Secretary General might wish to submit a paper for us to consider. I think if there are suggestions, all well and good, but if suggestions are made, there has to be a paper submitted including all the justifications, instead of just telling us verbally that the meeting should be shortened. We're not prepared for it. I mean, we're really taken aback. I think members are very good at I didn't quite hear you. I think members are very good at their verbal words. Well, I think you're speaking for yourself. You're not representing me, Chairman. Mr. Albert Chen, it's my time to speak. You can raise your hand. I don't think I can represent you. SG heard what members have to say. Mr. Tam Yu-jung said, I don't think he would have the sense that this will be closed so soon. What sort of activities are we talking about? So important that we have to give way. Dr. Lo Wai-kwok, will you queue up, please? Press the button and queue up. Dr. Lo Wai-kwok, Chairman, Ms. Emily Lau said she respects the meeting time, and I was really surprised that this morning the chairman decided to reschedule the meeting. If Ms. Emily Lau is so concerned about it, then I'd just like to raise this question. Chairman, next Wednesday, the situation is that we have been ending the meeting by 8 p.m. I think it's only natural that members would schedule their activities after 8. And now the protest zones have been cleared so soon, and we don't really mind working long hours, but if we end the meeting earlier, it would be good because we can still attend some of the evening activities after the meeting. And I hope that this can be reflected to the President. Ms. Claudia Mo, Chairman, if the pro-establishment members said that they have a collective event so important that the meeting has to be shortened, I don't think this can be acceptable. On June 4th, the Democrat members attended en masse the candlelight vigil at Victoria Park, and we did suggest to the President that the meeting be discontinued sooner for continuation the following day. And we attended this collective event, the June 4th commemorative event, but we were given a short shrift. Now you're telling us that for some unknown reason, you are suggesting the meeting be shortened. Now, we have the convention here, but if we change all of a sudden, then like Mr. Leung Kwok-hong said, we can have the meeting every month or every year, and what you suggest is ludicrous. No need for clarification. Dr. Kwok-Kaki. Chairman, I don't think members should be making things up as they go along. There are so many issues that have to be discussed. At so many meetings, at so many controversial debates, many a time we have to come back for more of the debate on Thursday and Friday. I'm not interested in what event they're attending. I mean, is it the case that when they have birthday parties, when they have weddings for the children, they can choose not to attend the meeting? We get paid by taxpayers' money. I think you have to be careful with what you said. It's okay for you to attend parties, but I don't think you should be riding roughshod over us. I am really outraged by what's happening. Mr. Ronnie Tong, Chairman, I think as a matter of principle, we do have the obligation to attend meetings. Just because we have social functions or events, we doesn't mean that we can ignore the convention. I mean, for extraordinary reason, we shorten the meeting before. And next week, I get the feeling that we have a very tight agenda. If we cannot get these completed, we'll have to come back for a continuation of the order paper after the new year. Now, if members try to shorten the meeting time, I don't think it would be acceptable at all. Mr. Leung Kwok-hong. Chairman, I think we should be acting like the NPC or the CPPCC. We collectively build up all the items, and Mr. James Dean must be aware of that. I mean, I congratulate him on not having to be part of it. I mean, previously they endorsed the proposals with a clap of hands. I would give the dispensation to the DAB or the pro-establishment members. I mean, is it the case that they knew about the impending demise of C.Y. Leung and they have to attend the event? Or is it the case that Andy Tsang, Commissioner of Police, is going to be promoted and you have to attend the celebration? Or is it the case that you are trying to solve your conscience, and you say that the Occupy movement is representing the whole of Hong Kong. Now, if that's the case, I would be voting in favor of this idea.
Mr. Leung Kok-hong, your time is up. Mr. Ibrahim Sheikh, Chairman, I am one of the 40 who supported Mr. Tim Yu Chung's suggestion to change the time. If it is a matter of principle, as said by Mr. Ronnie Tong, if we stop at 8, and then we will have to hold another meeting in another Wednesday and next Wednesday, then of course that is not right. But we need to have quality time, make good use of our time. Members need to meet people they have to meet. And we also have meetings on Thursday and Friday. Just filibustering is not proper meeting. We should say what we should say. We say what we should say, and I support ending that at 8. 6 members are to give their views, and then I'll draw a line there because we have another agenda item. 7 now altogether. I draw a line there. Mr. Chen Chi-chin, Chairman, in the future, we can discuss the meeting time, whether the meeting will adjourn at 8. Well, I just asked why we started at 11. In fact, we can start at 8 instead. As for 17th of December, the meeting time shouldn't be adjourned at 8 p.m. because there are 3 pieces of 3 bills. Just the employment amendment bill will take 3 days. I can bet that. If we cannot finish, then we also have the development panel in the morning of Friday, and there are many panels and bills committee meetings. And if we can't finish our meeting on Friday, then we will have to resume at 7 on the 7th of January. How can we accommodate the activities of other members so that we extend the meeting until we should adjourn at 8? I will call for quorum all the time. I support resuming the original arrangement. All along, we adjourned at 10 p.m. Mr. Lo Wai Kwok asked me why I canceled this morning's PWSC meeting. I believe members do know a bit about it. From 5 p.m. till 5 a.m. Yesterday till 5 a.m. this morning, I was in custody. I made a call by a borrowed phone to talk to the clerk. I said that I could not make a decision on my own. I asked the clerk to ask all members of the PWSC how many they would like to have the meeting, and 26 didn't support having a meeting, and 13 asked for a meeting. So I decided according to majority. Mr. James Tan. Now we decided to adjourn at 8 because of Occupy Central Movement. At that time, we didn't say whether we immediately resume adjourning at 10 p.m. after the Occupy movement was completed, or whether Admiralty was cleared and Mong Kok or Causeway Bay were still occupied, whether we would continue to adjourn at 8. Well, we didn't ask for advancing or delaying. In fact, we still have meetings. We can still have meetings on Thursday and Friday, and there isn't a big difference. From time to time, we do receive questionnaires and answers to put a box, to put a tick against boxes. Maybe you can ask the Secretariat to circulate a questionnaire. Now, apart from a secret meeting of the pro-establishment, we should consider whether we should have our meeting lasting until 10. say if we have longer meetings, then there may be more quorum calls. And many members of the Council are also concerned about standard working hours. Though members are not concerned about standard working hours. Now we have ESC starting at 8:30. Our stewards, our security guards, our council staff also have long working hours. So to be humanitarian, we have to consider working hours. Mr. Kokim, I think there is a need to discuss the meeting time. This time, obviously, there were meetings several days in a row, and therefore the meeting time was so arranged. And there is also the fact that our meeting doesn't just last until 10 p.m. Now with Chen Chi-chun and Albert Chan and also other people, the meeting is always lengthened until Thursday and Friday. And together with quorum calls, the meeting is even longer. Your time is up, Mr. Chen Kim-po. The decision was made because we end at 8, and that was also and the meeting will also be very closely related to people's livelihood. Should the reaction be so strong, your non-cooperative movement, your filibustering are wasting time. I think you're unreasonable. You just kick up a lot of fuss. You're unreasonable. I think the Secretary General has heard the views of members. Please report to the President and let he decide according to his wisdom. Ms. Ito has given me a slip. She said that she wanted she asked for a setting up of a subcommittee on the publication on legal publications. Does any member want to join that subcommittee? Yes, that the secretary will circulate the letters. Now we have in existence 11 Bills Committee and 5 subcommittee under the House Committee. Ms. Emily Lau requests the House Committees the House Committee to recommend for an adjournment debate under Rule 16.4 of the Rules of Procedures at the Council meeting of 7th December on the validity of the Sino-British Joint Declaration issues relating to matters of the Parliament of the UK being refused entry into Hong Kong. Ms. Emily Lau, I have issued a letter to you and also to members. I've attached to my letter a notice made by the FAC, Foreign Affairs Committee of the British Parliament. In fact, every half a year, the FAC received a report by the Foreign and Commonwealth Office on the implementation of Sino-British Joint Declaration. And in fact, the FAC did make a report, and that was in 2006. And when they came, they met the CE and also other officials and members of the council. Earlier on, they wrote to us. In fact, I received a letter. I was invited to a meeting with them. They didn't ask for coming to the LegCo and meeting all members. Individual members might have received invitations from the FAC. Recently, there has been a rapid change to the matter. The central government is strongly against the British Parliament or the British government looking into the implementation of the Sino-British Joint Declaration. The visitors from the UK do not need a visa and Hong Kong people visiting UK don't need a visa. But the Chinese government asked the Parliament, the MPs not to come to Hong Kong, and they had a debate at the Parliament and gave their views. They said that they would, through video conferences, discuss with councillors and also other people, and that's about the implementation of or discharging of duties of the FCO. Well, the Sino-British Joint Declaration was signed in 1984. That was to protect Hong Kong people's lifestyle, freedom, and rule of law for 50 years and change. In the debate, the MPs or the officials concerned told the committee that the Chinese government told the UK officials that the Sino-British Joint Declaration had become null and void since 1997. Now, a few media cover this. I think we should have a debate, a German debate, and members who want to speak will be given 5 minutes each to speak on the Joint Declaration and also whether and also about the freedom of movement. Now I have to hand over the floor, the venue to the FC. I allow members to speak until 3:20, and then I will deal with this. Mr. Tommy Cheung. Yes, the meeting will start at 3:30. Shouldn't you end the meeting earlier? Well, I'll try to adjourn. Say 3:15. 7 members, 2 minutes each. Mr. Ong Kok Heng, I am against the proposal of the adjournment motion. In fact, our government's foreign ministry has made strong statements, and also the ambassador to the UK issued a document, and then the spokesperson of the foreign ministry also insisted that that was entirely China's business. Hong Kong, the local legislative council absolutely shouldn't discuss this diplomatic affair. Chapter 2 of the Basic Law relationship between the SARG and the CPG. It says that the CPG is responsible for diplomatic affairs in respect of the HKSARG. This is a foreign affair, a diplomatic matter. According to the Basic Law, it falls within the ambit of the CPG, and therefore we should not intervene. Otherwise, we are in breach of the Basic Law. Mr. Chairman, from the point of view of nationalism, nationalistic sentiment, this is not, the proposal is not worth supporting. Our country has already rejected the entry of these people, and Ms. Emily Lau is just following the footsteps of Sam Gui in the Qing dynasty, said the speaker. She would not get the support of the people of Hong Kong. She just opened the doors to the armies. In Ms. Abraham Sheikh, as a LegCo member, I really cannot support breaching the Basic Law. I cannot support Ms. Emily Lau's proposal. Article 18 states very clearly. Article 18 states very clearly this. Chairman, 18. Chairman, 18, Article 18. The professor is prompting me. He is disturbing me, Chairman. Chairman,
region except for those listed in Annex 3 of this law. This law shall be locally by way of promulgation legislation. 跟住咧，主席係講得好清楚 ，the Standing Committee of MPC may add or to delete from the list of laws in Annex 3。咁咧，然後咧跟住佢講啦，主席。The Annex 3 to this law shall be confined to those relating to defence and foreign affairs, as well as other matters outside the limit of the autonomy of the region as specified by this law。唔係代表19唔喺度，但係我講18嗰陣時，教授唔該你唔好出聲，我讀翻出嚟。所以違反。
Please do not interrupt me, Professor. Now this is in breach of Article 18 of the Basic Law. It is very serious. Any matter should not in breach of that. The just joint declaration was signed in 1984, and we should not breach the Basic Law.
Ms. Claudian, well, I detest anybody who speaks in a mixed language. Why didn't you stop him, Chairman? Well, he is quoting from the Basic Law. Chairman, the Basic Law comes with Chinese as well. Maybe Mr. Shek is not so good at Chinese. Well, these are your words. Maybe I'm not sure he has been offended. The young people keep saying that in these chaotic times they have the obligation to society, maybe a moral obligation. When you enter into an agreement, you have to make sure that the agreement is implemented properly, and you're denying the MPs entry into Hong Kong. They said that the joint declaration has been void 17 years ago. Of course, foreign affairs and national defense are matters for the central government, but we are talking about the UK MPs. They're not terrorists. They're not representing the UK government. Like us, we're not representing the Hong Kong government outside of Hong Kong. We're representing the Legislative Council. Now, this is a massive event. If everything is decided for us by Beijing, then we are very concerned about the situation. Where has one country, two systems disappeared to? Now, like Mr. Emily Lau said, members will only be allotted 5 minutes to speak. So I think we have to support Mr. Emily Lau's motion. Ms. Sit Ho? Chairman, there are so many members who pressed the button to speak, and this is indeed a controversial issue. Now, with a controversial issue like this, we ought to have a debate, and we ought to give members sufficient time to debate the issue. If we are given 70 minutes, then we may not be able to cover all the members. I support this adjournment debate moved by Ms. Emily Lau, and I think the President should allow every single member who is interested to speak. We're not here to debate the details of the motion. We are talking about the arrangement of the business. We do have the obligation to engage in non-binding debate on issues of concern to the members of the public. And this is an opportunity for members to live up to their obligation. I don't think the minority should not deprive the majority of their chances. Now, please do not talk about national defense and foreign affairs. I think we can hear what members have to say at the council meeting, what their interpretation of national defense and foreign affairs is. Right now, we have to talk about our obligation. We should be allowed the opportunity and time to state our views. Let me clarify. At council meetings, members will get the chance to sponsor a motion. Now Ms. Emily Lau is asking for an adjournment debate under 16.4, and we have to clear this through the President. Chairman, if we go back to the rules of procedure, that's one thing, but I think members are beginning to enter into a debate. Mr. Vincent Fang. Chairman, thank you. Like Sid Ho said, there are so many members who are interested in this subject. Hardly ever do I speak, but I find that what I hear is really absurd. The Basic Law has made it sufficiently clear. I don't think we need to have any more debate here. This is a matter for foreign affairs, and this is not something that we can have any discussions on. The MPs from the UK said that there is a sense that the joint declaration has become void. Now, they are coming in Hong Kong to investigate. What capacity do they have to come and investigate into Hong Kong? So I have to object to Ms. Emily Lau's adjournment proposal. Mr. Lam Tai Fai, Chairman, Hong Kong is a hospitable place. If the visitors are welcome, then I don't think they will be rejected. As a matter of fact, the politicians coming into Hong Kong will be a matter for the central government. I know that a lot of the Pan-Am members don't have the home entry permit. I understand that the governance is not smooth in Hong Kong. The central government will not sit idly by. Now, it's not good for the foreign politicians to come in Hong Kong and wag their fingers at Hong Kong. We don't need the UK to protect us. We have the powerful motherland to defend us. I don't think Let's Go is the right platform to discuss the joint declaration and the denial of entry to the UK MPs. Like Mr. Wong Kwok Heng said, we have been bullied by the UK for so many years. All these humiliations in history cannot be forgotten. If members would like to discuss the joint declaration and the denial of entry to the UK MPs, then I think there is something wrong with the rational thinking. I think the UK MPs are not coming here for shopping or for sightseeing, and I think they are coming here to stir up trouble. I think the government's decision is wise, and they do have the power to so decide. I don't think we should invoke 16.2 or 16.4 of the Rules of Procedure to have a debate on this. Mr. Tam Yu Jong. Chairman, I heard from the Pan Democrats that the House of Commons Foreign Affairs Committee is coming to Hong Kong. Now, they are coming to Hong Kong to conduct investigation, not for a friendly visit. The UK Parliament is exercising a public power, and they simply don't have the power to conduct an investigation into Hong Kong. And this is a matter of foreign affairs, and under the Basic Law, it is scrupulously clear that it is something for the central authorities. I think it's only right that they are denied entry into Hong Kong. I don't think we should have any discussion here in this council. It's not a question of depriving members of the right to speak. It's not a question of gagging members. I think it's simply a question of breaching the Basic Law. Mr. Sin Chung Kai, Chairman, in 1984, when the Joint Declaration was signed, both China and Britain promoted the JD to the world. The JD was registered with the UN. Now, I think the UK has the right to look at the implementation of the joint declaration. But to deny them entry is evading the issue. Is there anything that we should hide in Hong Kong? Is there anything that we should evade their observation? I think the international community do have the moral responsibility. A lot of countries in the international community expressed support for the implementation of the joint declaration. 7 years on, have we been true to the joint declaration? Those countries that express support for the JD can have the right to comment on its implementation as of now. Is there anything that we should conceal from the rest of the world? Hong Kong is an international community. Hong Kong is an open and international society. Isn't it right for us to tell the international community about the implementation of the joint declaration? There is a sense of urgency regarding this debate. If this is rejected, there may be members who can sponsor this again, but there is a sense of urgency. As I said, I support the proposal. Mr. James Tin, Chairman. Now, the joint declaration was a declaration and not an agreement, because China never supported the Nanking Treaty of Nanking. So on the 1st of July, all the JD details have been encapsulated into the basic law, so we have to abide by the basic law. Also, in the joint declaration and the basic law, regarding the transfer of sovereignty from the UK to China, the UK never enjoyed any residual monitoring right over Hong Kong. They don't have any power to monitor the implementation of the joint declaration. When we enacted the Article 23 so many years ago, did the UK try to come to Hong Kong? Now, in New York, we have seen what happened between the clashes between the white policemen and the black people. If we send a delegation to the U.S. to look at the way they handle the matter, would it be a possibility? I don't think we have the power to investigate into anybody else. Now, all that is included in the joint declaration is included in the basic law, and this is a matter of foreign affairs. And I don't think we should bring this up for discussion here in this council. Object the proposal. Mr. Ronnie Tong, I think members have distorted the basic law itself. We're not deciding whether the LegCo has the right to allow the MPs from the UK to come to Hong Kong. We are merely bringing this up for discussion. Under 73 of the Basic Law, we can engage in debate on issues of public interest. Now, there is no precondition that we can only debate on issues within our autonomy. You may object to that, but I don't think you should quote the Basic Law wrong. I do think under the Basic Law we can be prohibited from engaging in a debate. Chairman, does everyone agree with the decision to deny the UK MPs from entering into Hong Kong to conduct their observation? Many members have aired their views. Why can't we have a debate so that they can air their views as to whether the decision is a right one or is a wrong one? I think this is the responsibility that we should have as councillors. This issue has a bearing on the image of Hong Kong. This has a bearing on the international status of Hong Kong. I think we do have we should have a debate like this. Ms. Emily Lau, 2 minutes.
I think members make unreasonable and outrageous allegations. They say I opened the doors to the armies into Hong Kong. In fact, the MPs did after 1997 did come to Hong Kong, met with S.Y. Chung and also Selina Chow, and also and other political party representatives. And also in May 2006, they came to meet the SJ, the CE, Mr. Zhang Yuk-sing, and also Choi So-yuk, where they opening the doors to the armies. Well, now after several years, they came. They wanted to come, and then it's all wrong. It's against the basic law. Then asked Donald Tsang, also Michael Soon, Choi So-yuk, and Chang Yuk-sing to apologize. Many young people have no confidence in the SARG because they think that some of you want to take away their autonomy. And young people are asking for independence. Now, can you really help the country? You have to think twice. The chairman is right. We can have other times to discuss the matter, but they want to write reports and they want to come, and there is a sense of urgency, and therefore I raised that. In fact, the MPs had come to visit Hong Kong and talk to government officials and electrical members. Last time when you met them, you didn't say that. Now you change your face. That's really bad. I now put Ms. Emily Lau's proposal to the vote, and that is at the meeting on this on the 17th of December, according to 16.4 of the ROP. Members will have an adjournment debate. Those in favor, please raise their hands. Ms. Ho Heng claims a division. The bell will ring for 5 minutes.
現在開始表。
Voting begins. Before I declare the outcome, please check the vote. If there is no query, the voting is closed. The result displayed. 59 members present, 20 for, 38 against. No abstention. The motion is negatived. There is no AOB. May I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
仲有㗎，冇啊，算散會，唔係。